Okay, we're back. We have the string rule. From the previous chart with all that stuff going on that we were looking at before, we have the string rule. But before we get to the string rule, I want to show you an important difference between the magic circle and caged. The magic circle is really just looking at the boxes that are 2 boxes away from each other. So instead of CAGED with caged, where you have, say, starting on a C-shaped C down, E-shaped C down here, then a D-shaped C up here, all right, then a C-shaped C here, then an A-shaped C here. I guess it would be like this. So it's not an easy chord to play if you got a big fingernail on your pinky. That, you know, the cage system, C-A-G, E shape, D shape. All right, that's the cage system, and those cages overlap. But if you take every other letter in the caged word, okay, and look at them, in these cages, they don't overlap. And these cages are actually part of the magic circle. So we have the C, whoop, that's still on line draw, and let's get a nice color. So we have the C cage here, and the G cage here goes all the way over here because of that Lone Wolf 7, and the D cage here. These do not overlap. They do not interweave. They do not share notes. They are bricks. They do not share notes. Similarly, it goes around, so it goes C, G, D, A, and E. All right, they don't share notes either. Where those, the A box right here should be over here. It starts with these notes down here in the capo zone, no capo zone, whatever, the long notes, and then it ends up with the leading D shape, fourth up there. And we have the E box here. Okay, so that's also part of it. All right, so it's kind of like it goes over itself, but if you look at it, they do not, those boxes do not they don't share notes. So that's the difference. The cage boxes are here and they do share notes. Here's the C box. Here's the A box. Starting here, it's sharing these 2 frets with the C box. The G box starts here and it's sharing frets with the A box. It's sharing these 2 frets with the A box. Okay, and then the E box starts here. Alright, and it's sharing these 2 frets with the G box. The D box starts here, and it is sharing these 2 frets with the G box, etc. And with the D box, you have the 3 and the 4 here that's shared with the C box. But with the magic circle, there is no sharing of notes, so we have this relationship here. The C goes to E, goes to A, goes to D, goes to G. In other words, if I drew long enough of a fretboard, if I doubled the length of this, then D would go to A up here, and A would go to E up there, be all the way across. I just drew enough so that we could explain that cage goes like this with the red lines, and clockwise, counterclockwise magic circle goes like this. Extending this, just doubling it, you know, it'd be something like we'd take this much of it up to about, I don't know, the 3 right there. All right, and if we doubled that like that, let me draw that again, like that, and then just doubled it again like that, we'd get the whole magic circle up top. We'd get C, G, D, C, G, D kind of thing. Yeah, maybe that would work, but the labeling would be different. See, the labeling was different there. So I could actually find room to label because the D goes to A from the G. So I did that wrong. But you can see that's about how long it would be to get the whole magic circle on there. Okay. Go back to the chart. That's how long it would be to get to. Now what's going on here? So what I'm saying is, and I know this looks mystical, and it really is, it's cool. This is the magic circle. Okay, you got C goes to E, because there's a third. There's a third between C and the E shape. And then it goes back and forth. E goes to A goes to D, D goes to G, G goes to C. But if you can see the cage coming out of it is every other letter. So it's C, skip A, skip G, skip E, skip D. That C goes to A goes to G, G goes to E goes to D, D goes to C. That's caged, built right into the magic circle. So here's what's going on. You look at one of these cages here. Okay, this is the C cage, and we're going to look at these notes here. Alright. The first note is the inner note on the lowest string being the low E string. So that would be the E note. And it says start string 1, start note inner, play the bass cage. So we'll just play the bass cage. I did like a little down arpeggio there, which sounded terrible. But whatever it is, right? You know, if something happens and then it kind of ends kind of you know, like that quickly, that would be a good description if it was part of a cartoon or something. But anyway, so that's the string 1 starting note. That's the inner note, the low string. You just play the whole cage, and that's what I like to do, is play all of the strings when I'm doing an arpeggio. So that would be low E to high E. That's about 2 octaves. Here's the octave, here's another octave, and then up a third. So it starts. Pretty sure that's what that is. Now let's look at the 5. Play on next cage up. C shape goes to A shape. Okay, so we know what the cage system is, right? Cage is C-A-G-E-D. Okay, so when I say cage up, C goes to A. We're going to do the A cage. Okay, so here we are. We were just on the C cage. and this has